Well, New York Congressman Dan Goldman safe on American soil this morning.
He and his family were in Tel Aviv over the weekend when Hamas militants launched an unprecedented attack at the country's border with Gaza. Congressman Dan Goldman joining us right now. I'm glad you're safe. We're glad you're safe and sound this morning.
Thank you.
Tell us about what it was like gathering your kids and your wife to safety.
It was a bit of a jolt. We were woken up Saturday morning at 6:30 by sirens, which in Israel everyone is familiar with because it happens relatively frequently that you have to get to a bomb shelter. Obviously, we had never gone through that. And so it was both a little confusing and quite scary. So we hustled into the internal stairwell of the hotel where we sheltered in place until they gave us the all clear sign. But we were back and forth between our room and there for much of the morning on Saturday as we learned that this was not just an isolated rocket fire, but this was an all-out premeditated, orchestrated terrorist attack with thousands of rockets and thousands of terrorists infiltrating over the border.
Congressman, when did you realize you had to get the heck out of there? And what were you telling your kids? Were they traumatized by what was going on?
Yeah, we realized pretty quickly that this was real, and that this was not something that was an isolated incident. And so I actually jumped on the website of El Al Airlines, the Israeli National Airlines, and was very lucky to get 5 seats on a plane on Sunday morning. The kids still are a little traumatized, as you can imagine, especially my 9-year-old who understood what was going on, but didn't quite understand why we had to still be there and what was happening. She didn't understand the history of it. So it was a crash course in Middle East history for my kids at a stage in their life when I would rather not have been giving it to them.
Look, you understand the history of the violence that has happened there, but being back here at home, I have to ask, it might be traumatizing for you to go on social media and see all this back and forth, and it's hard for people that are not there and don't understand the history of it to kind of comprehend it. What do you make of all that you're seeing on social media? There's a lot of pro-Palestine, pro-Israeli. How do you make sense of it?
Well, the things that really jump out to me are the things that we're not used to ever seeing before, including execution-style murders of elderly, of children, abductions of Holocaust survivors, indiscriminate mass slaughtering of concert-goers fleeing from terrorists. And I think it's very important for everyone to understand this is not the usual cycle of violence that some have become numb to in the Middle East, in Israel, in Palestinian territories. This was a very concerted terrorist attack. It is different than anything that has happened before. It is Hamas, a terrorist organization that committed atrocious war crimes. And that this is very different from anything that has ever happened before. And as you guys know, Israel was founded in the aftermath of the worst genocide in history, the Holocaust. So when you have people who avowedly hate Jews and hate Israel coming in and just indiscriminately shooting AR-15s, it has a very different feeling to Jews and those in Israel than it may to other people.
So what do you make when you see, how do you make sense of the fact that you're seeing a lot of rallies all over the world that are, you know, essentially standing in solidarity with Palestine? And there's a lot of hate coming from that side as well.
Look, I think that's why the historical perspective is so important. I think when this initially happened, people could easily put it in the bucket of, oh, this is just the continuation of Israeli-Palestinian conflict. But when you take a step away, you have to recognize that it's not. This is a terrorist organization. Hamas is not is a designated terrorist organization. It is not representing the Palestinian people to the best of its ability. Its own and only sole mission is to eradicate Israel, to eliminate Jews, to eliminate Israel. That is not a peace partner. That is not a government. That is a terrorist organization like ISIS or Al-Qaeda. and they need to be eliminated. And ultimately, that will be much better for the Palestinian people. They have neglected the Palestinian people while they have been in control of the Gaza Strip for 15 years. And it is time, based on their absolutely unwarranted and illegal actions this weekend, for them to be eliminated, just like we eliminated al-Qaeda and ISIS.
So let me ask you something before we go. You know, Israel said they were surprised by this attack. What happened with American intelligence? Where was American intelligence? You were in Israel. Senator Cory Booker was in Israel. Did you guys get a heads up whatsoever that there could be problems?
No, and that's a big question that will have to be answered at some point in the future. But right now, Israel was attacked and its borders were infiltrated. It is at war, and we as Americans have to stand up against terrorism. We have to stand united with our ally Israel, the lone democratic country in that entire region, and our longtime friend and ally who we share intelligence with, who we get a lot of benefit from as well as they benefit from us. And it is essential for our national security that we stand in unison with Israel, locked arms, and we give them in Congress whatever support they need to protect their borders and to defend their country.
All right, Congressman Dan Goldman, thank you so much for talking with us this morning on Good Day New York. We're happy you and your family are safe and sound this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.